Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much for coming. Especially thank you for coming at this time of the day, 7 p.m. I know this is like a really busy time for our families. So we figured after trying to plan this for a whole entire year that we would just do a Zoom call for you so it's easier and we can record it for those who can't come. It's so good to see you guys all here. So the first question, do you guys all have your little package that you got? The package that you received for our parent education night is for you. So, welcome to our first parent education night here live from the Master Tree Academy. This parent education is designed for you to have an experience. So, it's not really about lecturing you or anything like this. We really want to build a bridge here for you, show some of the teaching methods that we use with your kids. So, what we are about to experience here tonight is something that most of your kids have already done. Tier one has not done it in this form. We have done it in different forms, but we are about to do this. So, I can see Addie there. Addie, pay good attention, all right? Because you're going to do the same thing in class. So, you already get a little bit of a preview of this. All right, so we want to show how the Master Tree Academy nurtures the whole child. And what is whole child education? Body, heart, mind, and spirit. How do we do this? What is the concept behind that? And we don't want to bore you with this, but we just want to show it to you. This is probably the easiest way. We want to explore different strategies for supporting, this learning process from at home with a little bit of education for you guys. So you're going to find this very, very interesting. We're going to go through the different learning goals in different age groups and in different grades. And we also want to give you guys an opportunity to connect with us, to connect with the teacher team and other parents, and to have sort of a feeling of community in this shared journey. Okay. Now, ideally, we would like to do these education nights here at Master Tree, but we know how hard it is to get you guys here at this time of the day. So, for now, we're doing it online, and maybe in the future, once you guys are really into it, we can make a little parents' night out event here and have the kids play upstairs while we're doing fun things together. All right, so the main purpose of doing this is for us to strengthen this bridge between you. We really see us in a sort of teaching team with you guys. All right. So many of you already know this. We have daily conversations. If things happen where the kids learn new things or where they are challenged, we discuss, how we're dealing with this and how you guys are dealing with this at home and how we can sort of do this in a conjoined way. So we really want to have this bridge, this sort of trust that is needed, okay, for you guys to share your beautiful children with us. We want to give you insights into our teaching methods and share a little bit about what it is that we can do together. Obviously, you guys are in charge, you are the parents, you have your values, and hopefully we know what these values are so that we can honor them here at school. Today, we're going to learn just a little bit about what whole child education is and how the sense of self forms. The sense of self is basically the main goal of whole child education. What is the sense of self? Hey, Gwen, I see you. What is a sense of self? This is really something that, if you think about it from a grown-up perspective, the, the biggest mystery in life and also, the most important learning and maturing process for all of us in our lives. And that is to be able to answer those questions such as, who am I? Why am I here? And what is it that I can contribute? What is it that I can bring into this world? All right. So these questions um, are difficult enough for us as grown-ups. If we start the process early with our children, they have fewer issues, mental health issues, social issues, and also um, issues with, like placing themselves into this world. So it's really important that we understand that the sense of self is at the core of whole child education, not the academics and not even the life skills. We will learn this today. The life skills are tools for us. All right. We want to share the developmental stages with you and the role of handwork and creativity and why Mastery Academy mm, puts so much effort and resources into, handwork, creativity, and life skills. And to make this a fun experience for you guys, if it is possible for you, because some of you guys are maybe not at home, which is totally fine. You can follow the directions that Miss Stoles is going to give you here in a few moments later, just following with the video recording. And then we're going to round everything up with just a brief reflection of how you experienced the process. So when we look at what it actually is that the kids need to learn, and some of you guys are in the field of psychology or therapy, and you already know this, there's different learning goals for children in different stages. It's really important to understand. Yeah, there are things that are really, really important at the age between 3 and 6. A child that experiences the world at that age does obviously not have the tools and the abilities, okay, to make sense of things. The conceptual understanding at this age is very limited. We forget this sometimes. And part of the problem in our educational system is that the kids are going to, be forced to go into conceptual thinking at a time of their development where the brain isn't actually structured in this way yet. So abstractions, yeah, don't actually start to form in a child's brain until the age of 7, or what we are looking at when the kids lose their baby teeth. So many of you guys have children that are currently losing their baby teeth for the first time. This is an extremely important developmental stage for a child. All right. We have to understand it from this whole child perspective. Up until this age, all the minerals in a child's body are still coming from the mother's womb, are still coming from the mother's blood. All right. It isn't until, so that the last bit, okay, of the mother's minerals, okay, are the teeth. So when a child loses his or her baby teeth, it is the first step into autonomy, okay, into something where they are now their own body. Until then, a child literally experiences herself as part of the main caretaker's body, which is usually the mother. It can be the father as well, but this bond that I am talking about that has to do with the actual composition of the body is typically geared toward the mother. All right. And by the way, if you have questions, all right, you can use your raise your hand button and ask at any time. So in kindergarten, or for us, because we start at kindergarten, we are preparing the child for this autonomy. So the learning goal for a 5-year-old, 6-year-old is autonomy, learning to be themselves. All right. Now they like doing things for the teachers, for the parents. They like being good for us. And that is something that obviously helps in the process. But it's really about them becoming proud of what they are doing. So everything that they're creating, every little drawing that they make, every little thing that they build, a little Lego thing or whatever, is hugely emphasized here. Yeah, it's a really, really big thing for us when the kids start doing their own thing. So we would never stop them in that process because that is exactly what a 5 and a 6-year-old is supposed to do. Another thing, and you guys know this maybe from other educational concepts, is the exposure, the touch and feel of natural materials. Because what happens really in the spiritual development of a child is that they are developing a sense of truth. So these early years from 3 to 6, guys, this is where the child develops a sense for what is real and what is not. It is also the reason why at that age it's so hard for kids to tell the difference between a lie and a made-up story. And we know this, so we never really question the kids if they're at this age and they're telling us something. We never call them out that it's a lie or whatever. We're making it interesting. Okay, it's like, wow, that's interesting. Okay, and then we ask them, is this real? Is this something that I can experience as well? All right, so the sense of truth develops in that age. And the sort of the mantra, yeah, the credo that the child develops here as sort of an internal communication is, I feel safe in the world. So for us as teachers, it's very important to give the kids safety, safety through rhythm. Yeah, like a daily structure. There's a daily rhythm. Everything happens at a certain time of the day, step by step. They can anticipate what's going on, and the world is good. Yeah, there's goodness in this world. That is the main learning goal for, this age group from 3 to 6. From 7 to 9, it's the emphasis shifts a little bit toward initiative. Here, it's important that the kids now form a sense of confidence. Yeah, I can do this. I can learn this. It's very important at this stage that the kids make a lot of mistakes. Yeah. So, as parents, as grown-ups, we're so weird about making mistakes. We're so afraid of the kids making mistakes. But really, at school, we want them to make mistakes because every single mistake that they make is an opportunity for them to learn something and to learn something new ways, new strategies. Okay. And this is what gives the kids confidence. Yeah. Confidence forms through experiencing new strategies. So if you think of yourself as a grown up, what makes you feel confident is not that you know it all. What makes you feel confident is that you have strategies. All right. If this happens, oh, well, then I'm going to do this. And the things that we are really good at, okay, it's not because we can do everything about it or know everything about it. It's because we have the most strategies of dealing with mishaps, dealing with failures, and so forth. So this is the age between 7 and 9 where this forms in a child. And the mantra here is, I can do, I can learn. When the kid reaches that stage between 10 and 12, that's really when they need to learn what psychology calls industry, that they have a competence in something, that they can do things that are unique to them. Yeah, talents, things that they are really good at. Okay, this is what forms competence in life. All right, again, it's not about being perfect, it's not about being the best, it's about knowing what you can do and knowing that what you can do is unique to you. I am unique and I am capable. Yeah, that is what we emphasize at this age. Yeah, we really want the kids to grow with this feeling of confidence that they've, prepared through making lots of mistakes and moving into the competence of actually applying it. So in this age between 10 to 12, it's very important that the kids apply a lot, that they're exposed to a lot of things, that they try a lot of things so that they can find out what they're really good at. And then finally, and obviously there's more to this, but here at Master Tree Academy, we only go from kindergarten till 8th grade. The years 13 till 15. This is really about individuality. At this point, it's really the first time, when we talk to our kids, where we need to strengthen their sense of individuality. And this is the time where they're most defiant, where they want to do things their own way, where they don't want to listen to us anymore. And we got to understand this. This is an extremely important milestone for them to have that defiance, to say, nope, I want to do it my way. And our way of dealing with this is that we appreciate every time they come up with their own way and that we let them try it. Okay, maybe talk a little bit about possible things that could happen. So making predictions and how to deal with if it doesn't work and what else they could try. Yeah, so individuality is again formed through encouragement of having their own ideas, having their own thoughts, having their own experiencing themselves as the one that thinks, as the one that actually, you know, is in charge of what is being done. The mantra here is I think and feel for myself. We have to understand the purpose of that phase. It's very important for the kids to do that. Okay, if we squish that, all right, if we put them down if they have stupid ideas, or if we discourage, coming up with their own ideas. You're looking at the development later in life where they're so overcome with fear, yeah, and not really developing enough initiative and industry to try something on their own. All right. Now, here, just real quick, a slightly deeper look into what it actually is, yeah, that they are developing at this time internally. Pre-K and kindergarten, here the kid needs to develop a sense of safety and belonging. And it's the rhythm, and it is the imitation and the play. So, tier one, you guys can see this live with all the pictures of all the things that we're doing. All of it is story based, is play based, and it seems like they're just having fun all day. But that's not actually the case. Your kids are doing very, very complex learning processes when we do this. Now, another thing that's really important at this age is that they develop a strong physical coordination. Yeah, that they have a lot of physical structure, that they can carry and control their bodies. This is really, really important. This is why we do martial arts and also the play outside, the 1 hour lunch recess that they have outside where they're dealing with things. Some of your kids like climbing a tree. All right, so it's all supervised, obviously, but it's a really, really important part of them learning how to coordinate their bodies. It is the phase in kindergarten where they develop this for the first time, this boundary of, okay, this is me and this is you. Okay. And this is also where the whole sharing and playing with one another and all that occurs. All right. And where a lot of the social emotional learning takes place, because the instinct is to not wanting to share, to not wanting to do it. But then another instinct is to wanting to have fun together. So here at Master Tree Academy, we emphasize the fun part. So the motivation is always, hey, okay, so if you want to play together, you kind of have to share, you kind of have to work this out. Okay. And so we do a lot of social play, yeah, role play and so forth, where we can foster that. So the kids are supposed to develop this trust in the world that these rules, these social rules that they're learning at this age, okay, like sharing and kindness and being empathetic with one another, that is a good way of working with one another. In first to third grade, it's really about building a stronger sense of identity with the group together. All right. So there's a lot of things that we do in work groups and so forth. And really consciously experiencing the meaningfulness of what it actually is that they're doing together. This develops self-confidence for them, and they get to practice new skills, especially the life skills part, like the gardening and the cooking and the dancing and all these things. This is actually where it is very cool for us teachers, where the kids they discover things about themselves that they didn't even know. This is such a cool experience when you watch your kid and they're doing something, and all of a sudden they find out that they're really good at something that they never expected. Yeah. But it's that as they're all going through this together, it prepares them for the sense of individuality. In grades 4 to 6, it's even more about their individuality and about their talents, but also experiencing how their talents can contribute to teamwork, can contribute to the group. So there's a moral awareness that sets in where it's no longer about mine or yours, but where it's about what is right, what is wrong, what is fair. All right. So there's a lot of discussion. Just today, we've had this here during Lego play. Okay. So how can we navigate, the things that sometimes appear as unfair, but then again, we need to look at it from the other person's perspective and really, learn that empathy, is sort of the way to go. So whenever there's a run-in into a conflict, it's the first thing that we do. We listen to both sides. We're impartial. Okay, then we ask the kids about their intention, like, do you want to play together? Do you want to have fun together? Are you guys friends? Yes, yes. Okay. What's the best strategy? Okay, let's apologize. Let's help each other. Let's do this together. All right. And then, we also sort of foster in those in that age group, 10 to 12, we develop self-reflection. Okay. Asking them how it feels for them, what would feel better for them if something doesn't feel that good for them, or, how it might feel for the other person. So again, here, empathy is one of the main learning tools. That's why kindness, a kind language, kind communication is not just some concept. This is something that we apply every day. And then lastly, in middle school, it's really about the independence. It's about, understanding that, you have your individuality and you also in a group. This is where the peer pressure starts becoming quite heavy, especially on the girls, where they look at what others do and try to fit in. Here, as parents, it's really important that we go into this reflection with our children and ask them if they really want this. Yeah, if this is really something that they want, or if they're just doing this in order to belong. Yeah, it's very important that we foster that integrity that forms at that age. And also, of course, what happens if I do things that I don't really want to do. So, overall, guys, and this is a handout for you, so don't worry, you don't have to write anything down or whatever. We have those slides as a handout for you. What's important for us to remember is that in the early stage, kindergarten into first grade, the kids learn through imitation. They imitate. Okay. Then in the grades from 1 to 3, they learn through trying themselves, to exploring and making lots of mistakes. In the grades of 4th to 6th grade, it's really about what is the right thing to do. Yeah, what is the right thing? They learned through, all kinds of conflicts. And then in middle school, it's about, and what about you? How do you feel about this? What's your opinion about this? What are your ideas about this? All right, guys. So this is it here from my end, as far as like this theoretical part is concerned. Um, we are now moving on to the fun part. So everybody get your clay out. This is clay for you. And we're doing a guided activity. You see the pictures here of some of the self-portraits that your children have made. All right. I at this moment don't know whose these are, but as we are going through the steps, so you're going to get a step-by-step guide from Miss Stoltz now. All right. As we are doing this, as we are shaping our self-portrait with the clay, we're not just making a likeness of ourselves. This is what we tell the kids. We're practicing how a healthy sense of self is formed. Each curve in each feature is a reminder that every child and every parent is unique, whole, and worthy of being seen. This activity mirrors what we want for our children: the freedom to create, the courage to grow, and the joy of discovering who we truly are. So I'm going to hand over to Miss Stolz now, who is giving you a step-by-step guide. So parents, we're going to test your ability to follow directions, okay? Just like how your kids have to do this. All right. And we're just going to reflect quickly after that and let you go to your dinners or whatever. We have 10 minutes, 9 minutes, and 45 seconds left. Okay. There you go.
Okay, hello everyone. I think if you can, I would love to see your guys' clay so that I can see where you guys are at. So if you can turn on your video and maybe show your um
I need to turn my video off, I think.
yes, and maybe show your clay. So a part of this is a step by step. Okay, get about a third of your clay and then get it into a sphere. Roll it in your hands like this and get in your sphere. It should be around this size. Okay, feel it in your hands. This is one of the most important parts. And it's a way for the kids to really see how much pressure they need to and how to be really soft with things. Okay, so now what you're going to do, this is going to be the structure of your head. Okay, we're going to make our eye sockets. So what you're going to do is you're going to use your finger and you're going to make little indents for your eye sockets. They should be, around, you should be have room for your nose. I don't know if you can see that here. There's a one there and one here. Okay, you could just make a little imprint with your fingers. Those are going to be your eye sockets. Typically, we have fancy tools that we use because your kids are spoiled and they have all of the best the tools, but our fingers will work. Okay, so you're going to make little eye socket holes. Okay. The next step is I see some of your camera, so I'm just going off of where everyone is. There you go. Yes, Mr. Bloxham. Okay, wonderful. Okay. Oh yeah, you're not scared of making mistakes. Okay, this is the part of also, especially for us parents and us adults, it's really, kids are so much more like into just going for things. And for us adults, we're a little bit more hesitant. Okay, the next step is we're going to do our nose. So you're going to take like a little piece of clay from your bigger clay, just a little piece of it, and you're going to shape this onto your structure right in between the two eye sockets that you made. So it's going to go right here, and you're going to put it on there, and you're going to kind of smooth it out to make it like a nose shape. So your nose has a point, and on the bottom, it's more rounded. And you can kind of use your fingers to shape it down. Typically with your kids, we also use clay, where that we can also use with water. And it's a little bit more professional, but of course this will work. So you can just kind of, I don't know if you can see the shape of it. Okay, you can kind of make it. Okay. Now you're going to get a little piece again, very, very small because we're going to be making our lips. Okay, I'm going a little bit fast because we have a little time limit here. And you're gonna roll it in your fingers and it's gonna look like this little shape, like a little, I guess like a little worm. And you're gonna put that where the mouth should be. That's gonna be your upper lip. Okay. You're gonna get another piece, a little bit bigger this time, and you're gonna roll it out again, and this is gonna be your lower lip. And you could form it into a smile, you could form it into a pouty face, or whatever, a neutral face, whatever face you need. Okay, so if at this point you should have your eye sockets, you should have your nose, and you should have your lips. Okay, now we're gonna take another piece off again, and we're gonna make our brow bone. So, and our eyebrow. So it's gonna be around a similar size, and you're going to shape it again, just like how you did with the lips. And it should look like a little worm. Okay. And you're gonna put it on top of your eye socket. Okay, and you're gonna smooth it out. You can see that on the top of your eye socket, and you're gonna smooth it out. So you can try to make it so that there's no clear indication that you put it on there. But this clay's a little bit tricky. But they have to learn how to be very soft with their clay, because if you're too rough with it, you're gonna crush your head. Okay, you're gonna get a second one around the same size, and you're gonna roll it into another worm. Okay, and you're gonna again put that on top of your other eye socket so that you should have two brow bones with a little bit like an eyebrow on top. And if you have bushier or thinner eyebrows, you can also make it depending on you, how you are, your self-portrait. Okay, so at this point, you should have your eyebrows, you should have your eye sockets and nose, and your upper and lower lip. Okay, now what we're gonna do is you're gonna take just like a tiny little bit of clay, and this is gonna be your eye. Okay, so I asked the kids when we were doing this, look at the kids around you's eyes. What shape are they? Are they circle or are they more like an almond? So we're gonna create like a little bit of like a small almond shape, and we're gonna put that into our eye sockets. Okay. So it should just fit right there into your eye socket. Okay, and we're gonna repeat the process, and we're gonna do it on the other side. Okay. So now you should have two little eyes. You should have your brow bone. You should have your nose, lips. And now we're getting to the last few stages. So now you're going to take a little bit off again, and we're going to make our ears. The ears are not going to be intricate. You're just going to get a little piece, and you're going to put it to the side of your face, and you can smooth it down so that it's right there on the side. Right there on the side, just like a little lump. Okay, you're going to repeat the process on the other side so that you should have two ears. And it should look like this. Okay. Now what you're going to do, this is going to be weird, but you're going to get like around half of your leftover clay. Okay, we're going to make the hair. You're going to flatten out the clay onto your table. Flatten it out because this is going to be the hair, and it's going to go around the skull. So you can flatten out, it should look like this. If you have longer hair, you need to use a little bit more. If you have shorter hair, you don't need to use as much. But you're going to take your hair and you're going to drape it over the back of your head so that when you show it, the hair should be on top of your head. Okay? So you should have hair. If you have shorter hair, you can make it smaller. It should look something like this. Okay, now we're gonna make our neck and our bust. Okay, so you're gonna get a shape like this, and you're going to flatten it down onto the table so that you have your neck and your bust where your head is gonna sit. So you have your bust, and now you're gonna put your head on top of your bust, and you can smooth it out so that it stays still. Okay. We have less than a minute. Miss Yona's gonna just do a quick recap. I'm sorry that was so quick.
All right, so we have to close out here. Keep working on your self-portrait. Please send a photo